Alrighty, let's talk about the law of attraction and methods of creating, and if perhaps there's something beyond that. If you're curious, stay tuned. Let's unpack it. So, law of attraction, as we know, you're using your mind and your thoughts and your visualizations, and you're raising frequency to create from the imagination, from the principle that like attracts like. And I think many of us got caught up in this idea of law of attraction. It sounds very good, and I'm sure it does work to a degree. But I don't know about you, but I certainly have the feeling that part of me resonates with it and part of me doesn't. Part of it feels a little bit icky, a little bit dualistic, a little bit like we are still feeding an ego. After all, we're just still trying to get needs met. We're just using different methods to do so. And it's dressed up as a spiritual process. It is in a way, but perhaps it's not as far as we could go. So let's explore something else. I'm going to look at it and open up the conversation about creating from conscious or conscious creation, a more non-dual manifestation. And this will be the first entry point into that, almost like a primer. So I'm going to approach it in this way. I'm going to look at it through the four bodies. Did you know we have four bodies? Yes. Gross, subtle, causal, non-dual, or great causal. So let's start with the gross body. The gross body is your physical body. We all have a physical body, of course. And when we create from the physical body, it's manual labor, or it's the office job. We're all very familiar with that. And there's a lot of wisdom and power actually in learning how to work with the gross physical body, because some people can't even hold a job which requires physical work, physical labor. So at least in our formative years, we are learning and we're trained how to work with the physical body, and we assume that to get something done, we've got to do something. So within this gross body is born the idea that things happen through work of some kind. It's true, but not the ultimate truth. Okay, so suppose we've been doing this for a while, you've been doing your office job, and you get really tired of it and you're not making money. So you read some spiritual books and you discover, I can use my imagination. I can attract things to me. This is the law of attraction, and it tunes into the next body, which is the subtle body. You can picture it as like the aura. It's the energy body all around you. So at one level, just very close to the surface, it's the energy level. If you work with Reiki, Qigong, martial arts, they'll use elements of that. It is the imagination, it is the astral level. It's equated with the dreaming body. It's the body that you use for dreaming. So your gross body is the waking body. Subtle is your dreaming body. Here is your spiritual journeys. Prayer perhaps is there. So this for many of us is the next level. It's like the first level of awakening is into the subtle. And we go on journeys. We might dabble in esotericism. We do tarot cards, all this lovely stuff. Very beautiful. But these are all in the realm of imagination. It's also the realm of higher mind. So anything that your mind can manipulate and that your imagination can think is levels of the subtle body. Now, very nice to create from here. Certainly better than only relying on your hard labor. So I don't want to knock any of these methods. Law of attraction is good because it can train you to start to think more positively. There's a downside in that you overemphasize the positive and don't want to go to negative and end up a spiritual bypassing. But in its essence, it is helping us ease into that subtle dimension and learn to work there, so we begin to take care of our thoughts. We begin to be curious about how to raise frequency. People begin to live a little bit more lighter from this level. They know that it's not everything about is the physical. There's a spiritual aspect. Okay, but can you see here how this is still quite dualistic? It's dressed up as spiritual. It is, but it's just one level of it. It's still the mind in control, creating something. So now you want a car, So if you're just working at the physical gross level, you will work harder, change jobs. Now, law of attraction, the subtle level, you will imagine it, you'll feel it. I'm driving the car, ooh. And then you tune into what happens to happen from there. So that will connect you with greater resources, yes. But you still, can you see the drawback? You still want to create that car as if the car will give you what you really want. So at a relative level, it's a good practice to do. Same goes for relationships, spiritual practices even. Some of them are like clearer visions, It's beautiful, but it's also mind. It's riddled with duality, and it's controlled by the self, which is ego. Not to be too harsh on the ego, but it's the self-identity. So whatever you think you need, the need arises. You either work physically or spiritually, but you still want to meet this need. You're still putting out into the future a creation. When I have that relationship, when this money flows, it's beautiful. Don't stop doing it, but just watch this video and add to it, amend it, because you're going to go beyond the mind. Because you can get very caught up in here, and you can start to believe that now you're a successful manifester, and you might even put on social media, master manifester. Is it really true that you're doing the work? See, the ego would like to say that and lay claim to that you're doing the work. The mind it's mind. It's saying I did the work, but there's a lot of reason to distrust that the mind is actually doing anything. That your thoughts are actually being thought by you, because you can simply demonstrate that. Where does thoughts come from? Well, they just pop into your mind. You can't think a thought before it is thought. And the same goes for visualization. How do you visualize? Well, I'm going to visualize this outcome. What's a thought that said I'm going to visualize it? That thought popped into your mind from somewhere. Also, the need popped into your mind. So something else beyond the scene is controlling things here. So I like to talk about practical non-duality, which means we don't deny necessarily other levels. We incorporate. And we find the place for each one where it's relevant. So there's a relevance to this subtle level. But you can see the downside now is your ego is involved, even if more subtly. If you're just doing subtle level stuff, if the world does this, it'll be a much better place. But what we will have then as a refined ego, you'll have self-actualization. Self-actualization is beautiful, but it's not self-realization yet. So here we are mainly on this channel talking about self-realization. So what is beyond? What is beyond this? What's the next? If you're tired of all this manifesting and thinking and all this, see, you're still working. You have to work at this stuff, and then your manifestations don't happen, and you feel worse. Like it hasn't worked. You must be really shit at manifesting. What's wrong with me? You can get depressed with that. So let's not go there. What's next? The next body is causal body. See, a lot of teachings don't even go to this level. I'll tell you about this. So let's do it. Causal body is very mysterious. It is, well, firstly linked to dreamless sleep. It's the body you use in dreamless sleep. All the others are just asleep. But now your causal body is awake, as it were. This is sometimes called the body of ignorance, also the body of bliss, because it has two natures. When you enter it at first, it can be a shock, because all your beautiful journeys and meditations and God and me and just gets devastated. Depends on how fast you get it. Depends on how fast you fall into this, the causal. I like to talk about this because it represents a huge, can be a dark night of the soul experience. When you fall into it and you don't know what it is, and your teachers cannot tell you about it. So I will talk a lot about causal, because I've been dark nighting there for quite a lot. Pitch your tent there. It can seem very abrupt. And a lot of what you treasured and thought was your purpose will fall away. as it's revealed that that is not your purpose. That has all come from desire and subtly ego sense in it. The bliss aspect of it can come either later when you really surrender to it, or it can be in the present. You know, the causal level makes its awareness felt simply through presence. Presence. What is presence? It is awareness of self in the present moment. And it has a subtle sense of tactileness, like presence. You can feel. If you bring your awareness into the now and let go everything else, and turn some awareness into the fact that you are existing, that you are alive, that there's a being, your beingness. For me, when I tune into it, it's like in front of me, almost like a substance. It's like embodied awareness. Because it is a body. And this you can equate with I am. It's one of the levels of I am. So if it's just I am, then a lot of your need to create and visualize and all falls away, because it ends up with I am. That's why it can feel dark at first and blissful when you understand it. The causal also, here's the thing, my friends. The causal, why it's called the causal, is because it's the cause of everything. It contains the seed of all creations. The causal level, you can't see it. If you meditate and feel into causal, mostly what you'll feel is darkness or stillness. You'll think, I've arrived, stillness. But hidden from you is also all the karmic impressions, all your lifetimes, everything is in there. It's a quantum soup. We can't read it from our perspective here. But it is the seed of everything. So here's the catch. To create from beyond the thinking mind and the dreaming mind and the subtle body, you want to go into causal, the causal body. You want to go into presence, I am, which contains the seeds of all possible creations. And it's like a pre-birth choice. This is the life you're going to have. Here's the possible choices, the events. The trick is, though, that you cannot choose from this conscious mind, or even from your dreaming mind, what is in the bag at this level. You can't choose. It is already there as the seeds. What you can do is you can open the door, or you can rest into it and allow those seeds to flow and flourish. You see, the flow of creation comes through. Even beyond that comes through the causal, shine like a light. And then the light is the causal is your first personalization of awareness. It's like you, but such an expanded you of all lifetimes. And it's quantum, so it's not even really you. It's like not a personal you. Shines the light through there. It fractalizes. And then it shines into the subtle. Now we can start seeing shapes and forms, and then into the physical. That's the direction. Awareness, causal, subtle. Now we want to get something from this. So we think, causal. I'm going to put seeds in there, and then they're going to sprout. And you can't do it. It's the wrong way around. That's why it's the body of ignorance, of not knowing. You can say they're pre-birth choices. Yes, it's the ultimate free will of the free will awareness, and maybe pre-birth, possibly. But it's only things that are contained in the prism, in almost like the movie of this life now, or the bunch of movies that are possible for this life. So, my friends, how do we work with this? You see, it's beyond ego, because the ego is now in the mind. So to get beyond the mind, let go of the mind. So all the things you've been doing, all you're trying to manifest, trying to do by labor, all beautiful stuff, but just for now, let it go. And just be with what is. And I can ask you, can you let it be as it is, just for now? Let things be exactly as they are. If they feel good or bad, You have official permission to let everything be as it is for now. Your purpose is to be here now. That's all. And what happens in you as you receive the permission to be exactly as you are right now? Letting go all action. Don't have to try and be good or try and raise free. If you feel crap now, just feel it. You have official permission to feel that pain. So what can happen, we don't have time for it now, but if you dwell, maybe you have a sense of it, but the permission, it can open a little door of peace. It's given permission. What, you mean I can show up all like this, all terrible and feeling shit? Yes, you can, because it's you, because it's the now. It's God. Stop all the doing. The moment you go into doing it, you see trying to fix God. Not going to work. It keeps you stuck in the duality of mind. Let everything go. Keep awareness more and more in the present moment. Now you're hearing my voice. Whatever you see, let that be the entire universe, just this truth. And in the background there will be something like peace or stillness. And if you put awareness on that and also on the fact of your being, your I am, then you maybe perhaps start feeling some presence. I can feel now in me things slowing down a little bit. Presence. Embodied awareness. Well done. You are now in the causal. The causal body is activated. From here to create, you're really listening and you're going more into this good feeling. So this is also the bliss part of it. So there's not knowing, I don't know where we're going, but it feels good. So you sink more into that good feeling of not knowing. And whatever you were seeking, let that also be there. It's just one of the appearances that are appearance. There's something else I need, but here's this bliss. So they can coexist. You don't have to get rid of them. You don't have to manifest anything. Here's the need. I need this money. Here's bliss. You dwell more and more in the bliss part. And then from there you look at your life situation. What, if anything, wants to happen? Maybe from here there's not even a problem. Maybe from here you just want to sit more. This is also a difficult level to call them of not knowing, because sometimes it just wants you to sit, do nothing. Your body's freaking out. I need to do something. What you really want to do is imbue all the cells of your being with this causal level bliss and not knowing. Not knowing is also the heart. You're letting go of the mind that wants to do, and you're sinking into the heart. The heart does not know in the sense of linear step, but it knows, just knows quantum. So here's the trick of manifesting from 5D. I call it 5D, fifth density, because 5D I associate with causal level, whereas 4D is astral, subtle, 3D is your physical. To manifest from here, it's really being. You're present. Eckhart Tolle has I did his course, Conscious Manifestation. It's a long course, but it boils down to one thing, one quote. Your purpose is to be present and to act from there. We need to have that repeated often and often. Your purpose is to be present and act from there. That's all. That's even his manifestation principle. His advice is, yes, do visualizations, but then let it go. So I'm also saying the same thing. Do manifestation practice, do visual, because it's beautiful, because it feels good, because, hey, you know what? The mind reacts well to that. It massages stuff that is already in your field, but it can't bring stuff from the source. For that, you need to be still and go into the unknowing and be prepared to let go, even the things that you most dearly love. So I think we'll leave it there today. We'll continue this talk about causal level creation. Let me know your thoughts on this, if it changes things for you. What is your experience of it? In the meantime, just be present more and more. Let go more and more of the things that are not happening. and be more and more comfortable with the presence and with not knowing, and then see what comes through that. When it comes through into your subtle body, then you can play with it and write and do stuff, and you can do your manifestation, imagine it. But if there's silence, just go deeper into the silence. Always go deeper and deeper. The step beyond that is even to go to beyond causal, is the great causal non-dual, which is just I am pure, the pure awareness. We'll talk about that next time. Okay, enough for today. Let me know how this goes. If you like this, do like and subscribe. All right.